Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to your reading for the week of April 14th. You start with the rider and the castle, the tower. I said castle. There is not a castle card in the Lenormand, but I said castle because there's a castle on it. But anyway, I'm using the Gilded Lenormand. In Lenormand, we read combinations, and the rider and the tower can represent like someone trying to communicate from the past. So definitely a mistake that I would not repeat with the Nine of Swords, right? The Nine of Swords can be a never-ending nightmare. You have the Five of Pentacles as well. This could be a person who left you out in the cold in the past as well. So definitely something I would be kind of careful of with those cards. The Ace of Wands also, there is a castle. It's funny that I said castle because there's a castle in the background of the Ace of Wands, and it is crumbling, and Ace of Wands represents out with the old, in with the new. So, this could be one of those moments where you're kind of like letting something go from the past, and it doesn't even just have to be a person, Gemini. It could be anything that you are releasing, and you could just be moving on to something new in your life, which I think would be a good idea for you. The other thing is that you start here with the Three of Wands, and the Three of Wands is a card of expansion and growth, and he's also standing where he has always been, and he's looking at the water with these boats on it, and those boats could take him somewhere he's never been before. So a lot of you could be looking to like move in new directions or just do new things in your life, and I feel like that would be a really good idea with the Three of Wands to move in a new direction. Of course, Jupiter's still in your sign until June, so like the middle of June it leaves, but with that Jupiter still in your sign, it's an amazing time to expand, to start thinking about expanding. And I always say I don't think we get Jupiter's gifts until after Jupiter leaves wherever it is in our chart. So, for a lot of you, it's like you're only at the beginning of receiving Jupiter's gifts in your life. And, really after June is when you will experience them. But, I also always say that astrology is like a wave. We can catch the wave early and we can take advantage of the energy early. So things like being grateful with the Nine of Pentacles right here. Also doing things that could cause positive growth in your life are great things to do right now. Even if you don't see results, because like I said, it's like Jupiter is kind of like a bank account that has a bunch of interest. It's like if you do the work now without getting a result, you will be happy that you did after June. So, don't be afraid to put the work into things that you're building, even if you aren't seeing like enormous results right now. You have the Nine of Swords. Again, with those first two cards, I would definitely be careful of anyone returning from the past. I feel like this person could literally be a nightmare. So I would avoid the nightmare, and I would avoid repeating the nightmare with the Nine of Swords. And that's all I have to say about that. This could be a person who left you out in the cold, a person who didn't see you. I kind of feel that here, Gemini, where, again, if this is a past person that you dated or whatever, like I feel like they just refuse to see what was right in front of them. It's like, sometimes I think we date a person and it's like you could be their dream person. You could be right in front of their face, but they don't believe it because they're like, there's no way this is my person. Like they don't believe it any longer. And that's kind of like the feeling I get here. It's like this, I feel like this person like literally could have asked for you. It's like they could have, before they met you, they could have said, I want this, this, and this. And it's like they got it and they had it in their hands and then they chose to look for something else. So I don't know. That's a story that I'm getting popping into my head here. And number one, I always tell people if you're in a situation like that, number one, that should give you confidence because, it's like you're literally, you were perfect for someone and they couldn't see it, right? That's how awesome you were. It's like you were so awesome that this person didn't even think that it was true. So again, I think that should give you confidence, number one. Number two, I think that I think you are already looking for something new because you have the Ace of Wands right next to it. You also have the Three of Wands, of course, right here. So it looks to me like you're just on to bigger and better options. With the Three of Wands, you have the Nine of Cups. Yeah, Nine of Cups is about focusing on true fulfillment in life. And, sure, it can be a card of like wish or wish fulfillment. But really, the Nine of Cups says, like, what is going to lead to this in your life? The Nine of Cups, he is in the energy of having what he wants before he has it. So we have to act as if we already have the thing we want with the Nine of Cups. And if we do that, then we will get it a lot faster. With the Nine of Swords, you have the Eight of Swords. Yeah, this person probably wants something if this is a person, so I would be careful. Eight of Swords is like very stuck energy, so like I said, this person could just want something. One thing I will say is that there's a lot of spicy energy going on right now, so, you know, I can't say the word on YouTube in the beginning of the video, but I think you catch my drift. Like their desire, their drive for something, but put a word in front of that begins with an S, and also has the word X in it, right? You know, that word, that type of drive is like through the roof right now based off the astrology. So, you know, again, it could be a person who just wants something, something specific, something that involves adult wrestling. I can say that. With the Five of Pentacles, you have the Hermit. Yeah, you have the Hermit twice. Like, this person's like all of a sudden, coming out of the shadows here, number one. Number two, I feel like the Hermit is saying you need to see how far you have come. The Hermit has been through a dark night of the soul. He has done a lot of work on himself, and now he has his inner light inside this lantern. And then right next to the Hermit here, you have the Ten of Pentacles. It's like you have all these, abilities, or you've been through something and you've earned something better, is kind of what the Hermit is saying to me. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this card. It says love, new love on it. So definitely new love is what you should be focusing on. You have this Mountain card. It says challenges and achievements on it. So I do get a feeling of confidence here. You have the Hermit to the King of Wands. And so sometimes Hermit to the King of Wands, to me, it kind of is saying like, sometimes we go through something hard and we accomplish whatever it is, right? And then I think that gives us more confidence to do something hard again. It's like, instead of, like, maybe you were nervous to do something that was hard, then you did it, and it's like, now you want more. So it's like, I feel like Gemini is not shying away from challenges. Let's put it that way. It's like, if there's a challenge that comes up this week that could have a positive result, I feel like you're like having the confidence to really go for it. And that's kind of the feeling I get here. You have the Nine of Pentacles, the Hermit, and the Ace of Wands. Yeah, Nine of Pentacles is gratitude and luxuries. It's good things coming in for you, and it's also about focus. So I think a lot of you need to focus on the things that increase your abundance. Focus on the activities, the habits, the work, all that other good stuff that creates your more abundance. And if you do that, things will go well. You have the Hermit again. Again, the Hermit has been through dark night of the soul. He's climbed to the top of the mountain, and now he is shining his inner light. I always say that I feel sometimes that the Hermit has to come down from the mountain, and I definitely feel that here because we go Hermit down to the Three of Pentacles, and Three of Pentacles is a card of teamwork. The Hermit might not want to work on a team, but the Hermit also says you shouldn't hide your inner light. I always say as well that, it's very tempting for the Hermit to stay in Hermit mode because he can't be hurt where he is, at the top of the mountain. He's kind of a little bit protected. It's like, yeah, he's in isolation. He's feeling lonely, but at the same time, he's not like, he's not risking being hurt by competition or, something else that could happen. So he's kind of protected where he is. And, again, the Three of Pentacles kind of represents needing to get the support of other people. Now, I always say this to you now, Gemini. He is standing on this bench. These people are coming in a support position. So, yeah, I'm jumping ahead a little bit here, but I think you always get the Three of Pentacles with me now, and it's definitely saying, like, you need to make sure that you are, number one, that if you're working on something, that people are supporting your vision. You have the Ace of Wands, and the Ace of Wands can represent out with the old and with the new. I feel for some of you, it's like you maybe were in a position for a long time where you really thought you weren't going to be able to move past a person, and now you are, which is great. I also feel that just some of you could be finding new inspiration this week, literally. You could be feeling inspired to like work on new projects, new ideas, new businesses, and I feel all that would be really good for you here, Gemini, for sure. So let's see where this is going. With the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, definitely time to get started. I feel like for some of you that really that things will probably take off much sooner than you think with this Knight of Pentacles. You go from the 9 in the Knight of Pentacles to the 10 of Pentacles. It's like that would be a lot faster of a result than you think that you could get. So the Knight of Pentacles is a little bit overthinking. He's he could easily plant seeds in this field behind him. And I always say the Knight of Pentacles is the only knight that isn't making a move on his card. So it's kind of like saying it's time to make a move. And this is probably has to do with a skill that you have, because the Nine of Pentacles, this lady here, she has these grapes behind her. And grapes in the tarot represent something that's very difficult to grow, but she can grow it well. So I feel for a lot of you that this could be like something that you could be growing, or something that you need to grow with the Nine of Pentacles, like an idea, a plan, a goal, a wish, dream. And, again, you have the skills to do it, is what those two cards are basically saying. With the Hermit, you have two cards. You have the Seven of Cups and the Eight of Wands. Yeah, Eight of Wands is quick success or quick conclusion. So whatever you're thinking about working on here could be successful much faster than you think. And I definitely got that feeling. I'm not saying you're going to be like ridiculously successful overnight, but I just feel like something works. It's like, yeah, I have to be careful because some people don't get it, right? And I shouldn't even worry about that either. But, it's like some people are like, you said I was going to make $15 million overnight. I'm like, I never said that. I said that there would be a certain level of success. So if your goal is to make $15 million, maybe you only make $10, period. $10, not even a million, right? But, success leaves small clues, right? Maybe you've been struggling to make a penny. So, making $10, that is like a success, right? And so I kind of get that feeling here where it's saying, are you going to be ridiculously successful at something you're thinking about doing overnight? No. But I feel like there will be small clues that you are moving in the right direction. I feel like I shouldn't have to spell this out, but I do. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Five of Swords. Five of Swords could be a risk. Everything we do right now is going to feel like a risk, because we're in such a new time. We've had all these major planets. Pluto changing signs. Neptune just changed signs. Neptune will retrograde into Pisces, but it doesn't matter. It still changed signs. Uranus will be changing signs at the end of the year. Jupiter's changing signs in June. Like, whenever we have a bunch of big planets moving at once, basically at once in the grand scheme of things, then, it can feel like a risk to do anything that we're doing. So, yeah, sure. Take the risk is what I would say here, Gemini. I think it'll be good for you. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this revisit card. I do think we are, like, if you have, you got 3 cards, by the way, but with the revisit card, I do think it's a good time to, like, look at old ideas you've had, especially if you're thinking about building something with the Ten of Pentacles, which we're about to talk about. And, it would be a good time to, like, revisit those ideas and think about how you can, like, update those ideas for the time that we're in. So, that's what I would do there. You have this Illuminate card and this Awaken card. Yes, there's a lot of light right now, whether it seems like it or not. And you end with the Hangman. So the Hangman is hanging from the Tree of Knowledge and Wisdom, and he has gained enlightenment on his card. So you literally could be awakening to an idea or a new direction for your life. And, I would just move in that direction, whatever it is. Move towards the new. That's what the reading wants. You have the King of Wands, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Three of Pentacles. King of Wands is about being bold, being assertive, really going for what you want. Again, Neptune and Pisces, we have to be bold and assertive for sure. The thing with Neptune and Pisces is that we have to do our research if we're starting something new. Like, we have to make sure that we're not starting something impulsively. We have to make sure that we can get clear on the idea. Neptune is like muddled thinking. It can be a little bit murky on what we're going to do, but as long as we get started and as long as we have a solid foundation, then we will be fine. And that's what I would do with the King of Wands. You have the Ten of Pentacles. I consider the Ten of Pentacles to be a foundational card. The Ten of Pentacles says if you're starting something new, as long as you're starting from a place of good principles, then things will go well. And as long as you're working towards something consistently, you can't, start something new like a new project with the Ten of Pentacles and quit after 3 days and say that it didn't work, right? The Ten of Pentacles says you have to give something like 3 months, and after 3 months you have to look at the results, and the results might not be $15 million, it might be $10, right? But if you do that and build something for the long term, eventually things will go up over time. And the Ten of Pentacles is really what it about building long-term success. It is a card of building, leaving a legacy. I know nobody wants to hear this right now. I don't want to hear this right now. what I'm about to say, Gemini, so I'm right there with you. But, I speak the truth on this channel, and the truth of the matter is, we had Uranus go into Taurus years ago. Uranus and Taurus hates get-rich-quick schemes. We have, then on top of that, we have Neptune moving into Aries. Neptune and Aries hates get-rich-quick schemes. So it's, all this to say that nothing worth building right now is going to be quick. And so I know that people want to make $15 million overnight. And here's the problem that I really want to talk about. Neptune and Aries, I think, can put the pressure on. It can say, like, you need money right this frickin' second. And if you don't get it, you're screwed. Your mind could literally be thinking that right this second, right? But the trick is to take a deep breath and tell yourself, no, everything will be fine. And yeah, maybe it took me 3 months to make $10 with my project, but that is a clue that I'm moving in the right direction. And if I keep doubling down on my winners, eventually I will make $15 million or whatever the hell you want to make, right, Gemini? And this doesn't even have to be about money. You could be trying to get healthy. You could be trying to improve your life in some other area of your life. And it's like, it might be slow at first, but it will be worth it in the long term. Mark my words. People who try to do things quickly right now, they're going to get nowhere. So we have to build things that are permanent. You have the Three of Pentacles, and we also have to work together with other people. Pluto and Aquarius, right? Pluto and Aquarius is about benefiting the collective. Nothing that doesn't benefit the collective is going to survive. So, and the collective, the beautiful thing is that the collective could be one person, right? If you just inspire one person at this time, then you are working with the energy, and that's all that is required. Three of Pentacles says that you have the vision, and allowing people to help you and support your vision, it is spiritual, right? When people help you become successful, then they get to share in the success. But again, I think what's important here is that you're number one, right? Is that this is saying you can work with other people, and you should get the support of other people as long as they support the vision. And that, again, you are the only sign that has been getting this recently. It's crazy. With the King of Wands, you have the Strength card. Patience, which, again, no one wants to hear right now. I don't want to hear it either. I'm right there with you, so I get it. But, strength is patience. So we have to kind of be patient. We have to put in the work. You could be attracting a Leo as well. It really wouldn't surprise me if you were attracting a fire sign, for those of you that want love. With the Ten of Pentacles, you have the Justice card. Justice is cause and effect, so I would pay very close attention. It's funny that I said double down on your winners with the Ten of Pentacles because, justice would be all about that. Justice is all about, doubling down on the things that are winning and working and getting rid of the rest. So that's exactly what I would do with that card. With the Three of Pentacles, you have the Three Cups. Yeah, Three Cups can be a celebration and also teamwork. So there are people that can support you. There are people who can't. Of course, I would just focus on the people who really support you, who really want to lift you up and want to see you be a success. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this card. It says, a new romantic cycle begins. You also have this card. It says, a win-win outcome is forecast. So there definitely could be some sort of win-win success coming in for you at this time, Gemini, and it could feel really good. So love it. And definitely could be new love as well. You have the Five of Wands, the Four of Wands, and the Hangman. I'm getting something very unique here, Gemini. I feel like you are doing something unique is what's popping into my head with the Five of Wands. Five of Wands is conflict or competition, but it's coming up in the good stuff, which, could represent overcoming competition. But, I think that Gemini, I've been talking to you for like months now about getting back to your Gemini superpower. Gemini superpower is being able to look at both sides of everything that exists and being able to find something else. It's like Gemini superpower is mixing ideas together and coming up with some like genius idea, right? And so a lot of you, it's like, I feel that on the Five of Wands, you could be expressing your unique genius here. And this could be like through business or work or, through an idea with the Three of Pentacles that you're putting on display. But if you're having these ideas, I would play around with it. And again, don't get disappointed if it's not immediately successful. It will be over time. And that's a good thing because it will last forever. It won't be something that disappears like in 2 weeks, right? You have the Four of Wands. Yeah, if you are finding love, definitely could be a fire sign here. And this could be a person you will marry. So, with the Four of Wands being marriage. The Four of Wands is also a card of freedom. We have to, usually with the Four Wands, if it's meant to represent freedom in a reading, we are ending one thing and we're crossing through this threshold here in the middle of the card, and we are going and celebrating on the other side. So the Four Wands can represent freedom, but it kind of represents, usually it means that we're like completing a project, or we're completing a stage of our life and moving on to the next thing. So that's what you could be doing here. You have the Hangman. The Hangman can represent being in hangman mode. He is kind of hanging from the tree of knowledge and wisdom, and his head is glowing, and he has gained enlightenment. So the whole point of the card is that it's time to move forward in the good stuff. It says you are moving forward towards like an enlightened idea, or a unique idea is kind of what I feel for you this week, Gemini, that you could be having some unique ideas or insights that are very helpful. With the Five of Wands, you have the Six of Wands, really good. If there is competition, the Six of Wands would represent standing out above the competition. So you really could be standing out, or kind of like standing out above the competition at this time in work or business or career. And I feel like that would be excellent for you, Gemini. With the Four of Wands, you have the Temperance card. Temperance, of course, is patience. So we talked about patience. We talked about not wanting to be patient. I totally get it. Maybe it's because I'm a Gemini moon as well. So, again, maybe that's why I don't like patience either. But I feel that with this card, even though it's coming up in the good stuff. With the Four of Wands, the Temperance card can represent a good mix, and also another fire sign card as well. So definitely could be a fire sign. But the Temperance card says if you're discovering a new person, the two of you could mix well together, and I love that. With the Hangman, you have the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, balance is very important this week. I feel we are definitely in a time where we can get burnt out very easily right now, Gemini. So we really need to listen to our bodies. Let me put it this way. This moon, we're about to have this moon in Libra soon. Today is the 9th, and it's going to be on the 12th or whatever, this moon that we're having in Libra. And it is 11 o'clock right now. I am normally done with my readings by 7 at the latest in the morning. But I don't know, I was so tired this morning that it just took me forever to get started, right? So I'm listening to my body. I'm just going with the flow and saying whatever, it's late in the day. Normally I'm done by now, but it is what it is. You have this Jug card. It says lighthearted, carefree time. A lot of people have been getting these cards of needing to be more lighthearted and carefree. I think we need to be more playful. I think we need to invite more playfulness into our life, is what the universe is wanting from basically everyone. You have this axe. It says forces working against you. I think a lot of people could be feeling this right now because we're getting to the end of the Mars retrograde shadow. And so this Mars retrograde is notorious for making you feel like people are doing things behind your back. They could be, they could not be. It might be true, it might not be true. The whole point of the energy is to ignore it. So whether it's true or not, I would ignore it. You have the Star card. It says guaranteed success. Love it. Definitely could be a big success coming in for you. You have this bird flying card. It says news is on the way. A lot of people have had news cards this week, which is weird. You have the Eight of Wands, but it also kind of makes sense because, again, Mercury's gone direct now. And so with Mercury direct, we can definitely get communication that was delayed, or we could hear news or good news could be coming in. So again, it makes sense. You have this Whale card. It says great worry over nothing. Yes, definitely. Again, I'm a Gemini moon, and this is definitely something I've been paying attention to because of my Gemini moon energy. So yes, I understand that you are a Gemini sun, probably, if you're watching this reading. But even if you're not, if you are a Gemini sun, moon, or rising, and you're watching this video, this is definitely something you need to be very careful of. I think that Gemini energy, Gemini people, sun, moon, rising, doesn't matter. There's just too much energy where it's you could hear about something, and on the news, or whatever's going on in the world, or whatever's going on with your job, and it's it could turn into something where you worry for a week and it ruins your week. So I think Gemini people need to be very careful of the worrying energy, and it's not that we shouldn't worry, because maybe it's legitimate. It's if everybody's getting fired from your job because of AI, then there could be a legitimate concern there. But what I'm saying is we need to really make sure that we are focused on what's in front of us right now. Like if we do that, we will be fine. And even if everybody is going to get laid off, if we stay focused, according to this reading, you might be coming up with some sort of genius idea where you build a new business or you build a side business or maybe you go get another job, right? So if you stay focused, then there's no reason to worry because you'll get the ideas you need to do something else anyway. But if you do worry, then you'll probably just sit around and do nothing but worry. So again, don't worry. But this looks really good. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.